to secure the American people and at the same time be better stewards of the environment.
You have questions, we have answers.
Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
And a very, very Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and a very good Monday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shawn Wilson. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Woo! Ate a lot over the Thanksgiving weekend. Had a great time seeing family and friends. Hope you did as well. Christmas is just right around the corner, no doubt about it. Meals on Wheels back open this morning, too. Chicken cordon bleu, pasta, green beans, rolling peaches. Located at 1510 West Ninth Street. You can call in your order, 225-5821. Regular meals, $8. Senior citizens, only $7. Everybody is welcome. Open from 11 to 1, Monday through Friday. Today, chicken cordon bleu, pasta, green beans, roll, and peaches is the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. And today is Donut Monday at the station, thanks to SK Donuts. They got a drive-thru right there at 1926 West 3rd Street, right here in the heart of Elk City. Fresh, local, delicious. Open 7 days a week, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you'd like to call ahead or call in a specialty order, you can call 243-9626. Their kolaches are both affordable and delicious. Classic glazed cream and jelly fillers. A treat for everybody. They are your local donut spot with the freshest, fluffiest donuts in town. Don't dread Mondays. Do not worry. Be happy. SK Donuts. It's love at first bite. Carnegie Caravan, the friends of the library, still bringing you books delivered right to you, right here in Elk City, about the friends of the library. And if you're having trouble reading regular size print, you can call them, ask them about a program, free program that can help. 225-0136, 225-0136. You heard us talk about, well, Christmas. It's time to nominate a Santa's helper. Nominate a hero, a Christmas hero. This Christmas, help us spotlight Western Oklahoma's quiet do-gooders. Nominate a Santa's Christmas hero on KECO 96.5 FM. Think of the selfless person who's always helping. Winners get a $250 prize from my KECO sponsor. We'll post the photos on Facebook of the winners. It's a quick entry. Deadline's the 23rd, December 23rd, Christmas Eve at 11:59 p.m. So go to KECOFM.com. Tell us their story. It's a short form to fill out, and you can nominate a Christmas hero. Okay, get right out of here on this Monday morning as the energy stock prices on the commodities are up just a skosh. West Texas Intermediate up 41 cents, trading at $59.96 or $58.96. Pardon me, just under $59. January contract out of New York. Brent crude oil on the ICE futures exchange out of London up 45 cents a barrel to 62.84. Telecom crude oil in Japan is up 200 yen per kiloliter on a December contract. NYMEX natural gas down 2 cents, but still trading at $4.83 per million BTU. It's a January contract there. On the refined products, they're all up. Gasoline, RBOB gasoline up $1.94 to $184.09. Heating oils up $3.06 to $2.33.37. And gas oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange up $1.25, trading at $687 even per metric ton. Well, the nation's rig count took a hit, one of the biggest hits we've had in some time. The latest Baker Hughes rig count showed a slight decline of numbers in Oklahoma, but a much larger drop nationally over the past week. The U.S. total fell by 10 rigs, leaving 544 still active in the oil and gas plays. The biggest decline was a loss of 12 oil rigs, leaving 407 still in the pursuit of oil. The number of natural gas rigs grew by 3 to 130, while the miscellaneous, the geothermals total fell by 1 down to 7 rigs. The offshore count fell 1 to 18. Oklahoma's count declined by 1, leaving 41 across the various shale plays here in Oklahoma. The count compared to 44 rigs reported 1 year earlier. So not a huge drop here in Oklahoma, but nonetheless, one less rig. The national count is 38 less than last year at this time, when the Baker Hughes rig count was 582 rigs. In the past year, the decline included 70 less rigs drilling for oil, but a gain of 30 drilling for natural gas. The geothermal rig count increased by 2. Texas saw a loss of 8 rigs, down to 226 compared to a year ago. Texas is 55 rigs under the count of 281 from a year ago. New Mexico was unchanged at 106, while North Dakota State, 27 rigs. Colorado's count was unchanged at 13, while the red top rig report in Kansas showed that state's count fell by 4, leaving 13 active rigs in Kansas. The red top rig report is published by the Independent Oil and Gas Service, Inc. in Wichita. It's indicated that the Kansas rig count fell more than 23% and is nearly 57% less than the count 1 year ago. California remained at 8 rigs. Alaska's count of 9 rigs was unchanged in the Baker Hughes rig count. Ohio's total was 13, same as a week ago. Pennsylvania's total of 18 remained the same. Utah continued with 13 active drilling rigs there. The count in West Virginia remained at 7, and Wyoming saw no change with 15 active drilling rigs. So your Baker Hughes rig count did have a little slide. Oklahoma lost 1. Nationally, we lost 10 active drilling rigs. Of course, it is toward the end of the year where it's not uncommon for these kind of things to happen. So we'll wait and see as we continue through this morning's program. We are also starting back up Paragon TV. I'll have that list for you. Big Elks also start their basketball season, but here's some other situations that are going on in top energy news. The electric vehicle lobbying battle underway on Capitol Hill. Can electric vehicles continue to get federal aid in a Capitol dominated by President Donald Trump? Well, we'll find out. A partisan battle is shaping up as part of the massive highway policy bill that is rewritten every few years. The last cycle started in 2021 with the passage of the bipartisan infrastructure law under former President Joe Brandon, which dedicated billions of dollars for EVs and their charging networks. That cycle is ending with the Trump administration trying, but not quite succeeding, to prevent those dollars from being spent on that issue. Now lawmakers are starting to write a new surface transportation reauthorization bill they hope to enact by next October. The congressional Democrats are signaling they won't play ball if EVs aren't a priority, even if it's hard to imagine the Trump White House suddenly embracing battery-powered cars. In a letter to committee heads, the signers said the bill won't move without critical investments in zero-emission vehicles and associated charging and refueling infrastructure. They have some leverage. The transportation bill requires 60 votes in the Senate, meaning that it won't move without some Democratic support. Leading the effort are Senator Alex Padilla, a Democrat, California, Representative Sharice Davids, Democrat, Kansas. Both sit on the committees that produce major portions of the bill. Padilla on the Senate's Environment and Public Works, and Davids on the House Transportation and Infrastructure. The White House did not respond to a request for comment. Trump has spent years rallying and railing against Brandon-era EV policies. This year, he stripped away the industry's consumer tax credits. Then again, he bought a Tesla. He didn't buy a Tesla. He was given a Tesla. Come on, get the story right. EV advocates argue that chargers have become basic transportation infrastructure, like concrete and steel. They point out that the last transportation bill was part of the bipartisan infrastructure law and that many EV-related dollars flowed through traditional funding channels. And I don't know if you'll remember, but they spent billions of dollars to put these infrastructures, these refueling, the re-electrification charging ports. 2 were built. Oh, and they wonder why. But anyway, Republicans have a counter argument. House Transportation and Infrastructure Chair Sam Graves, Republican, Missouri, proposal not to fund EVs, but to assess fees on people who drive them. There you go. An annual fee of $250 on electric vehicles, $100 on hybrids. he argued earlier this month is necessary to replenish the perpetuality underfunded Highway Trust Fund. That fund pays for highway and transit improvements and is sourced from excise taxes on every gallon of gasoline and diesel sold. If you're using that infrastructure, then you should be paying for it, Graves said. I totally agree with that. EV lobbyists say that the fee is too high, citing estimates that the average traditional car driver pays only $82 per year in the fund. Pegging the EV fee so high would be unfair and discourage EV adoption that is needed to reduce climate warming emissions, said Bridget Sanderson, the head of the coalition helping America rebuild and go electric, an umbrella group for EV advocates. Okay, first of all, if you can afford an EV, you can afford $250. Second of all, if you drive an EV, you should pay your fair share. I mean, you should pay. I'm not saying that you should overpay. I mean, maybe somebody smarter than me can figure out what the formula is going to be, but seriously, folks, those cars are heavier. They use the same infrastructure that you and I drive on. If you're driving a gas combustible engine, which I'm sure most people listening on the radio do. So all those that are driving an EV right now, honk your horn. Oh, did you hear that moment of silence? Well, there you go. I'm going to take a quick break and be back with more of the Monday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this on 96.5 KECO.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the oil field, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gretaman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oil field companies also. They use it in frac pumps, and they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
The price savings it's huge for them.
Fence building or welding, John 6 will get her done. 6 Wire Company, 580-497-6213.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources. We call them SOAR. They're part of the OERB, the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board. They've got some upcoming educational opportunities. This one will be here before you know it, December 4th. December 4th, Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101 will introduce the functions of oil and gas industry that involve the transportation, storage, and sale of oil and gas products. Natural gas value chain from wellhead to sales typically involves 3 stages: upstream, midstream, and downstream. All of these will be covered. Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101, December the 4th. It is an in-person or Zoom meeting. Get yourself registered before end of business on December the 3rd. So this Thursday, December 4th, Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101 will introduce the functions of the oil and gas industry. Going to be a good one. Go to www.soer.oerb.com. Click on the Producers Education tab at the top. Click on Workshops, and you'll have a complete list. www.soer.oerb.com. American Hose and Supply. For you to keep making money, your equipment and your machinery have to keep running. That means the hoses. They'll help you do that. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. They'll supply you ahead of time. They'll supply you in the time of need. Either way, you can call them at 303-1123. 303-1123. Right next to Fred's inside the Camrock building. Go to those that know hose. American Hose and Supply. Speaking of Fred's Steakhouse, they're the home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak dinner. Served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. They also have numerous side options available along with the fresh salad soup of the day, 7 kinds of chicken. Seafood, maybe that's what you crave. They have that. They have freshwater catfish. They also have appetizers sure to please everyone. Rocky Mountain oysters, wood chips, fried pickles, cheese curds, mushrooms, just to name a few. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. It's all at Fred's. They also have a full-service bar. And Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event. You got a Christmas party coming up? Give them a call. Located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call them at 243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. That is Fred's Steakhouse, a great sponsor and supporter of the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Okay, back at it this morning. Some of the things happening worldwide. Well, Ukraine claims it hit a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker. Russian Security Service claims strikes on 2 ocean-going tankers sanctioned for carrying Russian oil, which were hit by blast off Turkey's Black Sea coast over the past day. This last weekend, actually, Sea Baby naval drones operated by the Security Service of Ukraine, or the SBU, carried out the attacks. A person familiar with the operation who declined to be identified because the information isn't public told Bloomberg. The attacks were aimed at crippling Russia's ability to wage war against Ukraine. The person said, adding that the 2 tankers were able to carry about $70 million worth of oil. Both were sailing empty at the time of the strikes. The first tanker, the 900-foot, 274-meter Karios, took on water after an explosion late Friday, according to a local port agent report. The second, the Varat, was also struck near Turkey's coastline, was billowing smoke after a near-simultaneous attack. The vessel was struck for a second time early Saturday morning. The Karios and Varat were among hundreds of vessels amassed to help keep Russian oil moving after it invaded Ukraine. Karios was sanctioned by the UK and European Union, while Varat has been designated by the U.S. and the EU. Good news is on this story, when I came across it, was that the oil tankers were empty. That's the first point. That's the first time I had heard that those weren't full of oil. Because when I first saw that they bombed, I thought, oh my gosh, man, what a catastrophe on just the spillage. But they were going to be loaded, not loaded. So it goes on to say that isn't the first time ship linked to Moscow have suffered explosions this year. A spate of blasts in early 2025 hit merchant ships with a history of calling at Russian ports. Both ships were in our territorial waters. CNN Turk cited Turkey's transportation minister Abdulkadir Yoroglu was saying, Initial information indicates an external intervention, the minister said without elaborating. Spain's Navy, which issues navigational warnings in the region, said there's also significant risk posed by floating mines in part of the Black Sea. What? Kyrios is a Suez Max class vessel whose previous voyage was from the Russian port to a Paradip in India, hauling Moscow's flagship crude grades Urals. It was headed back to Russia port to load its next cargo at the time of the incident, according to vessel tracking data compiled by Bloomberg. The manager of both ships has listed the International Safety Database. It says didn't respond to calls or emails requesting comment. And so far, there haven't been any reports of fatalities or injuries on those ships. But, like I said, the good news is they weren't carrying any oil, if you're looking for good news within that. So, but now Russia, their foreign ministry said yesterday the Ukrainian attacks on those oil tankers and Caspian Pipeline Consortium infrastructure in the Black Sea were acts of terrorism that threaten freedom of navigation in the region. The CPC, which includes Russia, Kazakhstan, and U.S. shareholders, said it had halted operations after a mooring at its Russian terminal in the Black Sea was significantly damaged by a Ukrainian naval drone attack. Commenting on the attack, the ministry said the targeted facilities were civilian energy infrastructure that play an important role in ensuring global energy security and have never been subject to any international restrictions or limitations. That was Russia's side of the story. So who knows? There's a bunch of people over there that just they want more and they want less, or they want more of less. Who knows what they want? Most of it is money and power, if you just get right down to it. Follow the money. Well, you know, we talked a little bit about the crude oil prices that we had this morning, but Sunday's OPEC Plus meeting yesterday was one of the reasons crude oil prices fell in Friday's trading. Plus, there was the consideration of the oil's geopolitical risk amid the drawn-out Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Oil prices finished the week up about 1% for the week, but both Brent crude oil and WTI were down for the fourth consecutive month, month-over-month totals. But then it also said that Oklahoma energy stocks finished the week with a strong day of trading Friday as Expand Energy and Stardust Power each gained 3% for the day. Empire Petroleum fell the same percentage of 3%. So it was kind of an up-and-down deal on Friday as far as trading. But the OPEC Plus meeting yesterday, they basically said that they're going to just kind of stay with what they're doing. You know, it's just funny to me how, well, the bigger not funny like a clown, but, you know, odd. The bigger countries in that OPEC Plus, you know, are gaining more control over the smaller countries that are in OPEC Plus. However, you still have those that cheat. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Well, Texas is getting another opportunity for a major data center proposed near Waco, Texas. A small town about 5 miles north of downtown Waco, Texas, is the proposed site for a large-scale data center project. And like those proposed in Oklahoma, it has supporters and it has detractors. Investment firm Infrakey wants to build a data center in Lacey Lakeview, and it's a project is valued at about $10 billion on the 520-acre site. Infrakey, a data center company which was also formed in March, and within a few months, the firm signed a memorandum of understanding with the Lacey Lakeview City Council. The Texas Tribune reports that company's online material shows a scale of industrial development and investment unmatched in McClellan County. In fact, in their history. Acres of computer hardware, substations, and a 1.2 gigawatt gas-fired power plant capable of powering about 300,000 homes. Nearby residents are not totally supportive, and one owner of a pasture adjacent to the site told the Tribune, "I think I can speak for a lot of us that it's one of those things where if this does go through, I think we'll be selling out and moving out farther. I haven't met anybody that's real excited about it. I'll put it that way," he said. However, Lacey Lakeview Mayor Charles Wilson, no relation that I know of, is a big supporter, saying the tax base of the quality of the project is a paradigm changer for the town. A paradigm changer for the town. Somebody got to get their spell check going. We're obviously been on seeing it done and get done. Lacey Lakeview currently has a tax base of about $649 million. This will bolster that big time. But just like here in Oklahoma, those in Texas and those in other places are like, well, you know, not a bad idea, but not in my backyard. We'll wait and see how this thing goes. They are proposing to build their own gas-fired power plant, which is good news. But what's the water situation around Waco like? We'll wait and see. We'll take another quick break. We're at the bottom of the hour. Be back with more of the Monday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show. Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Help us celebrate Black Friday all month long at Windy Nissan with great deals on new and used vehicles with nearly 200 to choose from. Interest rates as low as 0%. Payments as far out as 90 days. Payments as low as $199 a month on select used vehicles. We truly have a little bit of something for everybody. We've got brand new Frontiers with 6-inch lift kits, leveling kits, off-road wheels and tires, cold air intakes, exhaust. We have used cars as low as $69.99. Gas mileage as much as 40 miles per gallon on brand new Nissan Versa. Rebates as high as $5,000 plus discount off new Murano and new Nissan Pathfinder. It's Black Friday all month long right here at Windy Nissan in Elk City, Oklahoma, your hometown dealer. Windy Nissan is now offering Sunbit financing in our service department for service tickets as low as $400 or up to $10,000. Interest rates starting as low as 0% and finance terms as long as 72 months at Windy Nissan, your hometown dealer. Black Friday all month long.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The choices you make before, during, and after pregnancy can have a big impact on the rest of your baby's life. Maybe an astronaut, a doctor, or a ballerina. But right now, it's the little moments that will make the big moments possible. It's more than just one moment. You're preparing for a lifetime. Find tips to keep your baby safe and healthy at preparingforalifetime.com.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111. 225-9111. Make some money.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Show brought to you in part by ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th Street, right here in Elk City. One of 27 locations throughout Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. ASCO represents like Case Construction, Case IH, Caterpillar Lift Truck Line, Crown, Bobcat, Genie, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, Volvo, all of them, or many of them anyway. And ASCO sells new and used equipment to the people who build, fuel, and feed our communities. The big stuff like tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers. And if you're looking maybe to trade in your piece of equipment or rent a piece of equipment that you can then, purchase, ASCO has rent-to-own options. They have flexible rental equipment options as well, daily, weekly, monthly. If you have that one project and you don't want to buy a piece of equipment, you can rent a piece. Talk to E.J. Gredeman. He'll be our featured guest tomorrow, actually, on the show. Equipment sales, talk to Bart Shields. He'll evaluate your trade-in, give you an honest figure, and then help you get what you need. ASCO Equipment. Call them at 323-3422. Or stop by 513 West 20th Street, just west of McDonald's out there on 20th, or online at ASCOEQ.com, ASCOEQ.com. Saw one of ASCO's national ads on TV yesterday. Watch those football games. David Allen Guest, if you have minerals and royalties and you need help, this is your guy. That's the name you need to remember. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. Reason he's been doing it for himself and others for over 40 years now. It's because he understands it. It's complicated, but he stays involved. He has the experience to help you navigate through every aspect of it. David's truly a man of integrity, a man you'll be glad you're doing business with. And he'll get you the most out of your royalties. Did you hear that part? He'll get you the most out of your royalties. David also manages royalties in other states, so it's not just Oklahoma. This guy understands it. He'll help you navigate through and get you the most out of your royalties. And if you find yourself in a situation to liquidate, to sell, David's a buyer of royalties from states, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. Like I said many times, you don't want somebody taking advantage of you in that situation. Call David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager, today, 405-341-8698. 405-341-8698, or look him up on the interweb. And DCP Services. Again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the Davis family. They've been with us for a long time here. Jeff Davis and his boss, Terry, Toby, and Carly, all of them. They have a roustabout division. They have a lease operators division, a wireline division with both braided and slickline options. Their pump repair shop in Cordell. DCP Services, truly a diversified oil field company offering the right services with the right people on the job. You can call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501. 580-660-0501, or look DCP Services up on Facebook. Okay, back at today's top energy news. $15 billion in federal energy revenue returned to the states. The Department of the Interior's Office of Natural Resources Revenue announced the disbursement of $14.61 billion in revenues generated in fiscal year 2025 from energy production on federal and tribal onshore lands and federal offshore areas. New Mexico received the most of any state with more than $2.7 billion in payments there. The disbursements support a wide range of initiatives, including public infrastructure, education, emergency services, conservation and reclamation projects, and historic preservation. This year's total represents the fifth largest disbursement since 1982. The Donald J. Trump administration is focused on combating inflation and reducing energy costs. These lower prices have helped keep more money in the pockets of American consumers while still providing critical funding to states, tribes, and federal programs through the ONRR's disbursement. ONRR, the Office of Natural Resources Revenue. This is good stuff. The ONRR's disbursements were aided by the Trump administration's priorities under Executive Order 14154, Unleashing American Energy, which directs federal agencies to remove regulatory barriers and encourage responsible energy development on public lands. Additionally, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which reduced the cost of doing business on public lands, making oil and gas development more economically attractive to the industry, spurred domestic energy production while lowering commodity prices. Just to kind of give you an idea, some of the fiscal year 2025 disbursement highlights. $5.01 billion to the U.S. Treasury, $4.07 billion to 34 different producing states, $2.98 billion to the Reclamation Fund, $1.5 billion to the Land and Water Conservation Fund, just $1 billion to tribes and individual Indian mineral owners, $350 million to federal agencies, and $150 million to the Historic Preservation Fund. The $4.07 billion in state disbursements reflects revenue from mineral and energy production on federal lands within that state's borders and offshore tracts in federal waters adjacent to states' shores. I'm going to give you some state by state because they're very interesting. Okay, New Mexico got $2.78 billion. Wyoming, $544.87 million. Louisiana, $162.42 million. So New Mexico so far the only one with over $1 billion, almost $3 actually. North Dakota got $114.95 million in revenue from their sales of oil and gas leasing on public lands. Texas, well, they got $99.83 million. Colorado, $90.77 million. Utah, they got $81.72 million. Mississippi, $52.34 million. Alabama, $51.73 million. California, they got $39.12 million. Alaska, $27.33 million. And Montana, $27.02 million. Now, if you'll notice, one state left off this was Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't have a whole lot of, leases on nationally owned land. Now, the state and the tribal lands are a different deal. But anyhow, I thought it was interesting that Oklahoma didn't make the top list. But then as I got to looking at it, we don't have a whole lot of federal lands here in the state of Oklahoma. So didn't make the top list. But still, that money returning back to the states. And people that are fighting the oil and gas, especially those in New Mexico, how much mental acuity do you have to understand that is a big chunk of money for a state like New Mexico with their sparsely populated state, getting that kind of money because of the federal lands. And then they fight the industry every turn, tooth and nail. It's hard to even put a finger on why that is the case, but it is the case. And there are those out there that walk among us that barely know how to walk on two legs. So with that being said, we got a little fight going on right here in the state of Oklahoma. And for one of the governor hopefuls, Attorney General Gettner Drummond is addressing inaccuracies surrounding the ongoing litigation to protect water quality in the Illinois River watershed, calling out what he describes as a coordinated misinformation campaign by Tyson Foods. The Attorney General says the poultry company is trying to intimidate Oklahomans and deflect accountability. And I quote, Tyson Foods is engaging in shameless gamesmanship, using Oklahoma's hardworking farmers as pawns while threatening to withdraw contracts, said Drummond. But Tyson's actions speak louder than their empty threats, even as they claim to be concerned about this litigation. Tyson is actively working to acquire additional processing capacity in the watershed. Oklahomans deserve better than corporate intimidation tactics from a company that has repeatedly shown it prioritizes profits over people and environmental responsibility. This lawsuit, originally filed in 2005, seeks to hold major poultry companies accountable for polluting the Illinois River watershed with phosphorus from chicken waste. Chicken poop is the culprit. 2020 and 2023, U.S. District Judge Gregory Frizzell ruled in favor of the state and ordered each side to reach an agreement with regards to remedies imposed. After negotiations broke down, the court held a 6-day evidentiary hearing and reaffirmed the findings that the watershed is still impaired. Proposed penalties exceeded $100 million against poultry companies Tyson, Cargill, George's, Simmons, and Cal-Maine for violations of the Oklahoma Environmental Quality Code. The Attorney General also requested that the companies be required to fund a restoration plan for the watershed. So now that Drummond's running for governor, Tyson's throwing all their money in behind to run against Drummond because he was the one who litigated this case against them. So again, you follow the money, you follow the power, and you'll get to eventually what stinks. And it's not just the chicken poop in this situation. So with that being said, I'm going to take another quick break and be back with your weather forecast, energy news, and my briefs. And well, before that, let me go ahead and give you this, because we're going to have the weather forecast. But colder weather prompts power pool advisory. The extreme weather cold snap hitting Oklahoma prompted the Southwest Power Pool to issue a weather advisory for the entire Southwest Power Pool balancing authority area for the next few days. The advisory took effect yesterday at 12 a.m. and will remain in effect until an anticipated end time of Tuesday, December 2nd, tomorrow. An early season cold snap is expected to bring below average temperatures across much of this area. Some light snow and ice is possible across southern sections of the BA starting Monday in areas including Oklahoma, Nebraska, southwest Missouri, and Arkansas instead of the SPP in its advisory. So there you have it. So SPPBA, the balancing authority area for the next few days, is under an advisory. I'll be back with your weather forecast and energy news in my briefs, stock prices of local interest, and more as the mop-up segment of the Exploring Energy radio show will be happening right after this.
This is the Exploring Energy Show. Need fast, reliable pumping services? Call the pros at 3B Pumping Services in Elk City. They specialize in dependable pumping for all kinds of industries, keeping your operation running smoothly and on time. With years of experience and a commitment to getting the job done right, you can count on 3B to deliver. Visit them at 3200 West 20th Street in Elk City or call 580-225-4114. That's 3B Pumping Services. Efficiency you can trust, service you can rely on.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? Catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for you. Of course they got burgers. Got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Are you looking for the perfect place to call home this Christmas? Culverstone Homes in Elk City is here to make it happen. Step into a beautiful, energy-efficient home built for comfort, family, and lots of holiday memories. And if you need space for your toys, tools, or business, Cyclone Metal Buildings by Culverstone has you covered with durable, customizable buildings made to fit any lifestyle. Damon Culver and Terry Stone, along with their families and crew, would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
One of the computers here at the station was crashing, about to lose everything on it, and we didn't even know it. But Dennis knew, because he was watching, and he warned us in time.
Hey Gabe, it's Dennis. Our system detected that one of your computers has a hard drive that's about to fail.
Which one?
It's Nathan's.
So what do I need to do?
Well, we probably need to get it in the shop and get the drive cloned to a new machine before he loses any data off of it.
Do you have another computer in stock that we can just get it fixed real quick?
Sure, we've got some in stock. Just need to get it in, get it cloned over, and be good to go.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dennis.
You bet, sounds good. See you.
ITL monitors our computers at Paragon Communications remotely, so Dennis Teal knows there's a problem before we even know it. He helped us save years' worth of valuable files. ITL's remote monitoring comes in very handy here at work. That kind of security system for your computers can keep your business running so you can keep making a living.
Level up your fitness at Modern Fitness. With 24-hour access, you can work out anytime you want. Modern Fitness in Elk City. Get in shape and have fun doing it at a really nice gym.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
and I welcome you back. All right, here, I'm going to got to push a couple buttons. Hey, don't forget that you can actually go back and watch our shows, our videoed shows on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel. Go to KECO. You can search Exploring Energy Radio Show. You can search KECO, and it'll bring it up. But, yeah, go check us out on the tube, on the YouTube. Got our own channel now. Cam Rock Supply. Farmers use a lot of oil every season. Well, oilfield companies use a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil is the same specification, lubricates the same as the designer brands, but Camrock's oil costs a lot less. That's the difference, the price. Camrock's oil costs a lot less, and folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City. 3 local guys with local ties doing business with their communities. Next to Fred's Steakhouse, online Camrock Supply, CAMRockSupply.com. Locations in Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, and Ulysses, Kansas. It's Camrock. And Carter Electric. Everybody knows that distinct smell when something electrical gets too hot. Don't ignore it. Electrical fires, they happen, especially in older houses and buildings that were built before the modern technology age. And I'm telling you right now, they can happen any time of day or night, while you're sleeping possibly. Carter Electric has infrared scanners and a level 1 certified technician that can detect hot spots before they short out and catch fire. Commercial and residential uses can save people thousands of dollars and ultimately save lives. Can't put a price tag on that. Fully licensed and insured, it's Carter Electric. They have the equipment, personnel, and experience to handle any electrical job 24 hours a day, and they're an authorized Generac generator dealer. They can size it, which is very important. You need the right size generator for your application. They can do that. They can install it professionally, and they can come back and service it. Licensed and insured and trusted, Carter Electric. Kervin and Mary Orgain, owners of Carter Electric. 217 West 12th Street in Elk City, or call them at 225-2447, 225-2447. Okay, back at it right now with your weather forecast as promised. Today, cloudy, then gradual clearing during the afternoon, the high near 41. Southwest winds 5 to 8 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Tonight, clear and a low around 20. This is freeze your pipes weather right there, folks. Light and variable winds becoming west around 6 miles per hour after midnight. Sunny with a high near 52. Tomorrow, west winds 6 to 11 miles per hour, becoming south at 13 to 18 miles an hour in the afternoon. Wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low around 30. South winds 10 to 17, becoming west after midnight. Winds could gust as high as 24. Wednesday, calling for mostly sunny. A high near 50. High near 50. West-northwest winds 10 to 18 miles per hour, becoming northeast in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. So it's going to be windy. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, a low around 21. Thursday, a 30% chance of snow showers. Afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high near 35. Tuesday night, a chance of rain showers, snow showers, and freezing rain before midnight. Mostly cloudy with a low around 23. Chance of precipitation, 20%. Friday, mostly sunny, high near 50. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 26. Saturday, high near 56. Sunday night, mostly clear, low around 28. And then Sunday, sunny with a high near 50. So there's going to be some colder weather coming here in this area. So like I said, 20 degrees, that's enough to freeze some business. So make sure your business is winterized before all that happens. Here's some energy news in my briefs. El Paso, Texas, municipal electric utility seeks a rate increase from state regulators to pay off $1.55 billion in capital investments, while gas and water utilities also seek rate hikes that could lead to city residents paying an additional $45 in monthly utility bills in El Paso. Washington state regulators fined BP, British Petroleum, $3.8 million over a 2023 gasoline spill from its Olympic pipeline. California regulators approve Crimson California Pipeline's proposed rate increase for transporting Los Angeles basin oil to area refineries in an effort to preserve refining capacity there. First Solar formally opens $1.1 billion, 3.5 gigawatt Louisiana solar panel factory that began production in July. Texas officials announced a planned $617 million for 455 megawatt gas-fired power plant in Houston and will become the sixth gas plant to receive money from a state loan program. CenterPoint Energy trains more than double the usual number of line workers in Houston as it goes on a hiring spree and moves to restore a workforce that's long been outsourced. Mississippi residents complain of noise and worry about pollution after Elon Musk's XAI deploys 59 natural gas turbines in their community to power 2 data centers up the road in Memphis. T1 Energy solar photovoltaic module factory near Dallas, Texas, hits its stride and is running fast enough to produce 5 gigawatts per year, even as the Trump administration targets clean energy and leans toward fossil fuels. U.S. Senator Adam Schiff, a California Democrat, proposes legislation aimed at protecting consumers and power grid from raising data center-driven electricity demand. Atta kid. Some from around the world, Iranians in the capital and many other cities across the country are breathing in toxic fumes as authorities report of burning dirty fuel to produce electricity and cope with multiple ongoing crises. At 14 power plants, authorities for years have burned mazout, a dark residue of petroleum high in sulfur and other impurities, whenever they ran out of natural gas to feed the electricity generators. Ew. Mazout. Serbia's only oil refinery prepared to shut down on Tuesday this week as the country's president set a deadline for the firm's Russian majority owners to sell out and end U.S. sanctions. President Aleksandar Vučić, speaking to the press in Belgrade, said the Panevko refinery had scaled back operations with a complete halt just 4 days away. There's some energy news in my briefs. Give you some stock prices of area interest here. A lot of green on this side. Few in the red, but here we go. American Electric Power down $1.52 a share to $122.25. Apache Corporation is up 69 cents to $25.66. Baker Hughes Company up 67 cents a share to $50.87. ConocoPhillips up $1.90 to $90.59. Devon Energy up 88 cents, trading at $37.94. EOG Resources up $1.70, trading at $109.52. Expand Energy Corp down $1.17, but still trading at $120.76. General Electric Company down $4.70, trading at $293.57 a share. Halliburton up 72 cents to $26.93. Helmerich and Payne up 34 cents, trading at $28.25 a share. Liberty Energy up 45 cents to $18.24. Occidental Petroleum up 69 cents to $42.68 a share. OG&E Corp down 46 cents, trading at $45.32. One Oak up 48 cents to $73.27. Phillips 66 up $3.16 to $140.11. Sandridge Energy up 32 cents to $14.48 a share. And let's see, Schlumberger up 75 cents to $36.97. Williams Company down 17 cents, trading at $60.75 a share. Big Elk basketball on 90. We'll see, it's back on, BigElkTV.com. Opening tip-off, and so you can watch the action live on BigElkTV.com Tuesday, tomorrow night. Is the Elk City Elkettes and Big Elks at Woodward. Catch both games streaming live. December 4th through 6th, follow the Elkettes at the Childress Invitational with coverage on Big Elk TV. And tell your friends, grab your devices and watch Elk City basketball all season long on Big Elk TV. And ParagonTV.com, that's also returning this week. Tomorrow night, Canute at Geronimo, Kingfisher at Merritt, Sentinel at Eric, that's girls only. Hammond at Cheyenne Raiden, and Bingeroni at Arapahoe Butler. And then we have games Friday night, too. Watch all that on ParagonTV.com. The low price of $9.99 a month. That helps offset equipment costs, pay our broadcasters. The schools don't have to put up any money. So help them out, help yourself out. It's a whole lot of basketball on ParagonTV.com. On behalf of all of our great sponsors, I'm Shawn Wilson, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas, reminding you that Jesus is truly the reason for the season. Have yourself a great day.
We're like the caffeine in your cup, keeping you going all day long. Thanks for making us number one. 96.5 KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. 1 year after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson